And welcome back to Capstein's trek to Northampton. I think we're still in Cogenhoe. I'm not too sure. I should probably know this.
Looks like it's been like a camping site, but there's no campers. Everything just looks abandoned. It's a bit sad. This was a nice place to camp. These guys even have their own little patio harbour patio. I'm losing my way. The washing machines they left. How could they have a washing machine in there? I suppose if they have power, they have power. Do they have plumbing? And we've got Cogenhoe lock. Some of these locks, I will say, needs a little... You really notice that I haven't spoken English in a while because I've been alone on this boat for too much now. Because of the current, the boat will naturally slam into the wall, even with good tying up or not. So I feel like the difference between Norwegian boats, cruisers, and the narrowboats is that these guys are meant to withstand the bashing of locks, is my theory. Because there's nothing I could do to stop it banging into the wall. I looked back and I thought, oh my god, the gate has been open this whole time. But obviously that doesn't make sense, but it's just very much overflowing. I feel quite lucky that I'm not on a canal yet, because this has been the driest year or summer in the UK for a very long time. So a lot of canals are closed, and a lot of them marinas even on canals are. I saw some videos of the Manchester or Marina in Manchester boats were just on the rocks, which is so scary because, as I was saying, like if you go down on the rock, yeah, surely it's going to go quite slowly, but there's going to be a rock there, and these are a centimetre thick steel plates, so not maybe, and some of them even, probably some of them are 4mm as well, and it's just going to impale straight through that steel. Then the water comes back and you flood. But on this river, as you can see, there's too much water. So these are gates I can get behind because you don't need to do anything. Well, I suppose you're supposed to, but it's broken. But it literally just closes like that. How beautiful is that? Let's go before we get sucked down there. Oof. Okay, the same thing is happening where the wind is just pushing me back. And then obviously I can't steer out because then the butt will push me back in again. The stern, I mean, not the butt. So then I end up sort of like this into the bushes. This wasn't as bad as it could have been, but oh god. Here we go. Whew. Right, look at this. It must have been the last 1 or 2 years, because surely that's not stayed like that for that long. And that is Cogenhoe done. I required snacks and drinks, and I've reapplied my sunscreen because even waves, this is quite the windy day after all, which means we've got to put a little speed on. I mean, I say speed, people are speeding so much more than I've ever done, and I suppose that's why it says maximum 7 miles per hour. Like, I've never even made it to 7, like I've made it to 4. Mind-boggling that I'm travelling on a river, like a really narrow river, which I assume never meant, well, if it's a river, it's not meant for boats, it's just something we've done, which is fascinating, isn't it, that we're making it work, even though, despite all the weeds trying to stop us, we're like, no, we're going to boat on this river. Marina, and I with entrances. Signs cannot be trusted. Like there's actually a sign there saying, I think it is that entrance, right? Like it actually is that entrance. Why can they not make those signs a bit more obvious? Because that little arrow, that little green arrow thing, no. Why can they not make a bigger sign, Billing Marina this way, like big arrow, in case, like, because that, no way I would have gone in there. Or you would have realised as you're close up to the sign, you go, oh, but it's too late now. And then you have to turn around. And again, this is a river, you can't just turn around anywhere because you'll get weed in your prop. And we've got Billing Lock coming up here. She down.
Now, all those colourful balls out there, if you think that Olivia and Bronte means that the girls are the best in the tribe,
What is happening? Don't want that phone dropping in. Ah, look at this little drawing. What's the two locks? I previously said I've been around 50 locks. Or did I end up saying 20? 37 between Northampton and Peterborough. And so I think I've got around 5 left till I make it to Northampton, something like that. Anyway, but I'm going to London from, well, Ely in Cambridgeshire. It should be about 143 locks that I'll be going through in total. So I'm not halfway apparently. Got a sharp turn to the lock landing. Camera down slightly. Actually, this is going to be horrible because I now need to reverse. Okay, camera down. I do wish that they could make the lock landings a little bit easier to get to. Now I've been back and forth because I was talking to the camera instead of closing the bloody gate. And now I run back. I came to the... Oh, what the fuck? Honestly, I don't understand how you're supposed to moor up on these. It never works. Come on. In you come. Oh, now to run back. At least this is the 5th lock of today. One more to go. So that's empty in what? 30 seconds instead of 2 minutes. But then the question is, can I raise it? Because I think this is actually counting down 2 minutes. I feel like that's actually level and I could raise it. Okay, what happens? Oh no, it doesn't actually work. Oh, that's good to know. So, but that's also not great because that's just, you know, it's not efficient enough for the stein. Because it's actually level, but it's still counting. Now, it seems this is the only knot I will now, even on these guys, that I will trust. Because that is the 3rd, maybe, time that whatever I've been doing on those has not been keeping. Straight forward we go. It is very fascinating that they're saying, due to persistent vandalism, there is no live equipment at the site. Which is like, so just because people are vandalising, obviously, I'm not saying that's great, but they're sort of saying they deserve to die. The problem is, it's not adults who's doing it on purpose. I'm pretty sure it's kids who just doesn't understand that a life ring should stay at the lock. They just don't have consequence, you know? So by removing it, they're also not going to understand. They're just going to be like, oh, you killed yours, you know? Okay, just need to get through this lock and then my mooring should be on the left side, pretty much straight after. So I am ready to sit down for the day. Whew, 6 locks. Well, no, let's say it's 5 locks plus this one. Clifford Hill. We're doing a bit quick, so let's reverse. Pop that there. And then pop that. Didn't mean to leave you there, hanging. public gatherings, vandalism, antisocial. La 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 la. I never know what they mean by antisocial behaviour, because it could be anything. There was once a guy on the Great Ouse that when I moored up and I said where it was, which was Little Port station, the Great Ouse guy was like, oh, because my throttle was broken, so I had to overstay, so I told him I'm overstaying, and he said, oh, are you sure you want to be there? And I was like, yeah, what's wrong with this? And he said, oh, you know, there's some antisocial behaviour. And I was like, what is that? And he didn't tell me before he picked me up that it was people doing drugs. I was like, and it's just like, that shouldn't matter to anyone else, because they are in their own little bubble, call it. And I think it actually did happen when I was there, but I was like, they're not bothering me, so why should I bother them? So that's like, is that what they mean here on that thing, that it's getting hot, people are dealing drugs on the lock landings? I've just seen something. So on canalplan.com, it does say there's a Friends of River Nene mooring at Old Little Horton, and it also says in my book that there's one, but it neither shows up on the moorings on the River Nene kind of information site, which I've been following and has given me what 3 words for most of the moorings, although it hasn't had everything, that one. But it's also not on the Friends of River Nene website. That means that I don't have the what 3 words for it, so I have no idea exactly where it is. And number 2, if it's not on the Friends of River Nene website, you would think that was the most updated. It's supposed to be sort of around the bend, or I'm now worried that where that boat is where it used to be, and it's now a permanent mooring for someone else. Which means I don't actually know where the next one would be, so I need to figure out how much further I need to go, if not. Oh God. Also, there's a gravestone here. She's up. Right, it clearly says there's a Friends of River Nene here. But maybe it's just on the other side. Maybe it will be there. I just have to like maybe it's there. Okay, let's see. Can't be there because that sort of looks incredibly private, and it's sort of in the weir, which it doesn't look like on the map. Okay, I think I've got my answer. It must have been that thing, but it says you have to contact the owner, and I mean it was full anyway, so it seems like I'm gonna have to keep going. Okay. I don't even know where. Okay, the good news is there is an environment agency one. The bad news is I have to go through another sluice. So that's me. That's 7 looks for me today. Oh my god, it's only like 4:45, and I will already say, okay, so this is a good time actually. I started at about 10, so it's taken me around 6 hours when Canal Plan told me it would be 3.5 hours. Well, I just hope there's space there, because that means that most people have to go through 7 locks to stay somewhere for free. And that's actually not even for free, because these are Friends of River Nene ones, so I paid £12 to use those 3, but now I spent £12 for two moorings, which was not good value. Right, here you would think we were going straight ahead, but no, that is the flood management kind of channel, I think, or whatever they call it. So I'm actually going right here, and there's no sign. As far as I'm aware, I'm going right. And I do see the look further down. But it's definitely down here, but there's also the Northampton Cruising Club around here, that I'm going left Again, we do it. 7th time. At least you could sense that I'm getting close to Northampton because the motorway is very loud. I'm gonna sleep tonight. Well, if I end up finding somewhere to stop. Got landing next and then Scout. But there's 2 ducks in here now. They need to go out. People actually swimming here. I'm pretty sure that says danger, don't swim, don't swim. But now this is what I mean. It's the boys. They have no sense of consequence. And then where this pontoon is. It should have been quite. It's big because it's a pontoon. Honestly, I don't understand how they can. I feel like there might be something here. It looked like a familiar pontoon site behind these bushes, but that means, yes, it's here, is it? Oh, there is a boat. So it's here. That seems like it's been there for a while though. But how are they going to get out? Okay, so this is where I'm supposed to be going. Just got to close this lock up, and then we go under here, and we go right where the arrow says go left. New technique. The back is always the best. Oh my god. Just heard an engine going. I don't think it's mine. I think it must have been something else. It's like vroom vroom. Okay, soon done. And then it's definitely on the Canal map, this mooring. It's also hotter now than it was when I started. Last lock of the day, going up. It just says here, danger automatic gate, because this is like flood stuff, right? But I'm so glad that I'm not here in autumn and there's a drought, because I don't think I could have dealt with automatic gates. Good? Can you imagine these gates closing while I'm here? But there was no flashing light, right? Wait. So, okay, we're gonna go down here. The 20s. It's a very hidden mooring. I suppose it's not used for moorings really. It says it's used for like emergency flood stuff. But I will say, I definitely need to use it now. There is that other boat there. I don't know if they've been there for a while or they've just come in. I don't know how they're gonna come out. Right. This definitely looks like it's the ducks haven. So normally I'm gonna go there tomorrow. No, in 2 days, because I'm staying here for 2 days. It's simply just because I need to take it slow so I don't go back and forth before my yacht comes. So we'll see how this goes. Oof, it's been a long journey. Oh, I'm going to reverse a bit. Okay, that's fine. So grab the rope. I have moored up. Now the question is, I could have gone further forward, but you know, you don't want to be next to someone out of respect for them. But then the question is, if there's someone else coming, I should move down because there should be space for at least one more boat. I just don't know how many people uses these, because there's a lot of duck poo, which indicates it's not very used. But yes, it says you can only use it in the summer anyway, because of the flood. well, no outro there either, so this is me just saying ship ahoy. This is the end of this one. No idea what's coming next. It's all absolutely chaotic in the studio. But the next video will include a police incident. Yeah, up close and personal. It's not. So a blown up boat. Yeah, I was there when it all happened in Northampton. I was there. Let it be known, Stein Tvito was there.